These are footsteps though. Footprints in the sand. One of the souls appear more worn than the other. It is. The ruby is here, clearly. There's something in the air. An unnatural buzzing. This is so cool. So happy. The tunnel collapsed. You'll have to find another way around. To that location, you mean? Yep. But this is where Ruby clearly has gone. There's footsteps and all. Okay, what now? It's getting louder. The buzzing sound. And there it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing around your scalp. A strange tingling you can almost smell. Lieutenant, do you feel something?
No. What do you mean?
A pain, a strange tingling.
I don't feel it, but we should still be careful. There were footprints back there, and I'm pretty sure they were fresh.
Indeed, he looks ahead beyond the arch. I saw them too, footprints with the right sole, worn smooth.
Looks like our suspect. If she's in here, we need to plan our next step carefully.
What do you mean?
Once we detain a credible suspect, who knows what the Union and the Wild Pines will do? We'll set in motion events we have no control over.
Understandable. He lowers his voice. You will upset the balance of power in Martinis. The deadlock between the company and the Union will destabilize. Keep calm. Go over the full situation in detail. How bad do you think things could get?
Well, we are not responsible for what we can't predict, are we? I don't think the entire city will be razed to the ground.
He smiles in the dark. Let's try not to worry, he thinks. If you can't predict it, there's nothing you could have done. And we've checked the bio with Class's documents. I want to hear her take on why it was empty before.
Okay, why not? Whatever goes down might also affect her. The Union is watching her closely now.
Yeah. Not closely enough, you suspect. But still, good idea to visit her once more. So what do you think is waiting for us there?
I think I see a cavern. Maybe more cellars? I think we've been careful enough. We still have the element of surprise.
Good. The lieutenant whispers echoes down the tunnel. I wouldn't be so sure. You haven't exactly been sneaking.
Or maybe not. Either way, once we go deeper, there will be no turning back.
He puts his hand to his holster. I don't even have a holster. But I don't think Ruby is actually the killer, but it's just suspicious. Extremely so. Especially also considering the place he's hiding at. A concrete pipe buried in sand and dust. Some coins. Some more coins. Don't mind if I do. There she is. She did something very strange. She looked kind of not the best. Ruby the instigator. Suddenly your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain like you never felt before. Through the static you hear a woman's voice. It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once, but her words are the only ones you can make out.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse.
Says the shadowy figure by the machine. Can we use some healing right now, please? Otherwise we are about to die.
Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
Here we are indeed. This looks so weird. Cool, but also weird. The voice coming through the whirlwind of pain is not malicious. It doesn't want to hurt you, but she has to. But Paint Result is a failure. Doesn't wish to hurt you. Not a card into your ear canals. Wait, no, not even your ear canals. This is going directly into your neural pathways. Don't cover them. Okay, that was a bad idea. Let's heal some more. That's an awful decision. Why would you not want to shield yourself from it? It's an entirely new type of experience, way worse than all the previous ones. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest. Help, Kim. Yell through the static. You are under arrest for this sort of a behavior.
Really now? Check this out.
Oh dear, I did the horrible decision. She turns the dial in her hand. Let's just heal ourselves some more, otherwise we'll die. You're overwhelmed with the new surge of violent static. It feels like a blood vessel exploded in your brain. So are you gonna kill me too?
No, I'm not going to fucking kill you. If that had been my plan, you'd be dead already. All things considered, I'm being pretty reasonable here. I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
The explosion of static you're hearing, it's the Yulan frequency. Blasted from the male emitter Fat Angus mentioned. I saw your equation. It's the Yulan frequency.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? I expected as much. I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at.
She snorts. Pale latitude compressors 136841, 3789, 1303. You should probably check on Kim. That's what good partners do. Look back at Kim.
Right behind you, officer.
Eyes closed, the lieutenant is toppled over. He's still alive and breathing. Good.
A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale. Literally crunch the distance across it.
Interesting.
Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
She pauses. Sounds like she knew someone who used to man one of those stations, but she won't tell you about her. Boy, you're one empathetic police officer to have guessed even that right now.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
He gestures towards something with great effort.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world.
A little bit like the hole that we discovered before.
At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
She's been holed up in here for a while with no one to talk to. Keep her talking and you just might get an opportunity to break loose. Have you experienced the compressor yourself?
Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
Will I stay like this forever?
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream.
She hesitates. 342-455-797 ter palus ara ole ometini pilves mu tudrukst 446454489. How did you get your hands on this thing?
I built it myself.
She nods towards her torture device.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Way beyond.
She studies her death ray and the law officer strapped in. So that is all great, but let's talk about the man who was killed.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
Please, could you just turn it down so I can ask you something?
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
236189281 if you're looking for a deal on mattresses. 2356732971047302819. Oh Rosaline, oh Rosaline.
Turn this.
The lieutenant clutches his head, grimacing.
God damn it.
She regards you and Kim with sudden sympathy.
Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
She steps reluctantly out of the shadows. The pain lessens. Well, thank you. The gun she's carrying is a 2-barreled front loader, not like the murder weapon. Yeah, it's my gun. It's my freaking gun. Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much. Just keep her talking and you'll get through this. Yeah, I don't think this will succeed, but of course there's at least some remote chance. So, how did you know we're coming?
I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while.
By hiding bullets under floorboards?
So you found my shack, huh? I'm not surprised.
Her tone is bitter. She thinks she's been betrayed. She didn't rat you out, by the way, Isabel, the washerwoman.
So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find in my back.
She smiles a little smile. You are desperate, aren't you?
I was. Before I caught you in the pale latitude compressor. I'm fine now.
It was dark in the shack. The waves outside had calmed down. She looked at the loaded gun, then she cracked the barrel open and took the bullet out. Not today. So she does have the bullet there now. Did you shoot Leela?
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching. Though I doubt that makes much of a difference to you.
It does. You don't even have the gun that would have been the murder weapon. So she says she didn't do it. And she doesn't trust you. Is it you specifically, or does it's a militia that she distrusts?
Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first.
You're right. Glasslev was the first to share her suspicions. Yeah, I'll... but it wasn't really, but...
Oh, I knew the kitten had claws, but not like this.
She smiles sadly.
But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
Your first guess wasn't entirely off.
Titus and his boys, man. They told us you were on the coast.
Authority. Even now, Kim is a paragon of professionalism. He's trying to make a clean cut of telling her she was betrayed.
Well, fuck. Those guys liked me, I know it. If this is what happens to people whom people like...
She pauses, taking it in. A dull despair is creeping into her voice.
How the fuck did the rest of you get by?
That's a good question. Wait, wasn't it you who called me the human can opener? It's not personal, I opened them up.
I did, didn't I? Now you've come for me.
She scoffs.
Fuck them all the same.
That did make her forgive them. A little. I do it by asking questions, and I have some for you.
Like what?
She-
I already told you I didn't do it.
She adjusts her grip on her gun. Would you say that Lily was a likable person?
I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types.
You don't feel sympathy for mercs? It's hard work.
Plenty of broken people who don't come with that kind of body count. Besides, they're paid well for what they do.
Did you feel protective of the Union?
Yeah, sure. And I didn't like Wild Pines sending in those foreign hirelings. Me and a fuck ton of other people around here.
She didn't hate him, okay? I have other questions.
I'm listening.
Do you have an alibi for when Lily was shot?
Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that upon me.
There were 10 minutes they couldn't account for.
You mean the length of a toilet break? That wouldn't even have been enough time.
Hold on, no one takes a 15-minute leak. Our investigation, Vince from the Pain, has shown that 15 minutes was just enough time to commit the murder.
Wow. Now I'm curious. Please, explain.
Look, there's a... Do you play pinball much?
No. Not since I was 14 and hanging out in the only diner in Dardun. Haven't been into low-risk, no-reward games since moving to the city. Why?
There are some mysterious pinball machines in some pretty mysterious rooms in the whirling.
Yeah, and probably some ghosts from the time of the suzerain. I'm not really interested in supernatural mysteries.
Wait, Vince from Pain, what kind of mysteries interest you then?
Not murder mysteries either, if that's what you're thinking.
She looks you in the eyes, impassively, making it clear that she's not planning to comment on the matter any further. Okay, what about elevators? Do you like elevators?
The fuck do elevators have to do with anything?
Do you or don't you?
Not particularly.
Why not?
Why are you so hung up on elevators?
That's a pretty good question actually. She clearly doesn't know anything about the secret passage. Not even grab your head, quaint old rickety ones?
I'm not really into old shit for old shit's sake.
God damn it!
The lieutenant grabs his head. Look, there's a secret way from the ground floor to the whirl into the roof.
Don't know it, but also...
She frowns, studying your face.
The shot couldn't have come from the roof, or we would have all heard it downstairs.
She has a point there. No one mentioned.
The pain stops from him finishing the sentence. That didn't go super well. You've got to lay something better on her. You have a gun.
And?
I see it's the front loader. Do you have another gun somewhere?
Sure don't.
A breech loader?
No.
This is such a vibe out. Where did you get it?
The gun store.
What gun store?
Trigger Happy Jacks.
That doesn't sound like a name of a real store.
What did you think? That I'm going to squeal on my gun supplier? Sorry, not that kind of gal.
I can't quite tell what kind of gun is it.
A knocked way 80 front loader. 2-barreled. Not really what you were looking for, I'm guessing.
No.
That isn't it.
Do you collect guns, maybe old rifles?
No, they're not practical. Break too often.
Well, there's other evidence I want to ask you about.
Yeah, evidence.
Do you like to hang out on rooftops?
Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Claudia's rooftop. Sure, I've hung out there. She's got this great antenna.
What's so great about her antenna?
It's very powerful. I used it to tune into RCM frequencies. That's how I knew to be prepared for your arrival.
Okay. Well, that's a secret. 8510-23933, come in. Is that the only reason you hang out on the roof?
The view's pretty bomb, too. But you might say the antenna was the main attraction there, yeah. Along with Claudia.
So you're sure you didn't shoot the merc from the roof?
Yes, I'm sure. And anyway, as I said before, the shot had to have come from afar.
You're running trucks for the Union. I've been through your lorry.
So, Heart of Gold Tommy fucked me over too.
She shakes her head
Never
slowly.
trust a musician.
She shakes her head slowly. He didn't. That really comes as a blow to her. No, he didn't. I found my own way in.
Okay, great. You got into my lorry on your own. What now? You're going to arrest me for drug trafficking?
A bitter smile. Beneath it, she's relieved Tommy didn't betray her. You had financial incentive to kill the merc.
No. Gifts of flowers and candy aren't really my style.
Man, it's to get away from all that murderous shit that I left Jamrock, my previous employer, for the Union. Totally. The lieutenant is unable to articulate his question.
I got lucky being a dispatcher. Never had to do any of the really dirty work myself. This gun has only been used for self-defense against serious scum.
She turns the knob down just a millimeter. There, it's going to be easier to reach the machine now. But you're threatening us with it.
Based on what I've heard about you, you are serious scum.
She responds, holding your gaze. There's a sinister note in her voice. Even with the gun and the compressor, she's afraid of you. Okay, well, let's take a step back. You shouldn't be insane in considering the fact that we haven't ever... Like, we killed 3 people in all of our career, which is very little.
Yeah? Where?
More questions before doing anything. Notched in during truck stalks. Who killed the merc if it wasn't you?
How should I know? As I keep saying, he already had a bullet in his head when I got to him, and there hasn't been any useful gossip over the radio.
Okay. Those rings around her eyes, her tired voice. She's been staying up late listening in on the conversation crisscrossing Martinez.
Police radio? You've been following the case?
Who hasn't? You know, I can still see him there, in Claus's room, lying on his side.
She shrugs.
He was still warm, but the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look as though he'd been dead for a good long while.
What happened Sunday night? Tell me your version. She eyes you warily, as though gauging your sincerity. She's refusing to adopt the demeanor of a cornered animal, a leader with no one to lead. She still wants to retain some control of the situation.
It's okay. We just want to...
He struggles to finish the sentence.
All right, don't kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardy and the boys over a few beers, like always. Then Klasha comes in, all pale and shuddering. She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. So I grab a seat next to her.
Wait, did she also seem high to you?
Oh yeah, super. But I didn't think too much of it at first. I'd seen her party hard before.
Glasle said you knew something was wrong immediately.
No, I really didn't. She's not that easy to read. I just assumed she'd done too much blow. It wouldn't be a first for her. But no such luck. She was in some deep shit.
Gotcha.
She asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor, dead. I knew she couldn't get the authorities involved, so yeah.
Okay.
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
How did you manage to come up with a plan so quickly?
What? No. Faking a lynching was her idea.
Okay, it was actually her idea. She looked shaken. She wasn't surprised to be ratted out, but framed. Her idea then.
Yeah, in cold blood. It really surprised me how quickly she was able to get a hold of herself once we got up there. It was like she was another person. The party girl was gone.
Well, she does have a dark background, so yeah, gotcha. So she has more to do with it even than what even... I was thinking that, yeah, she has already been lying, but I didn't think she was lying about this too, that's for sure. Even though maybe I should assume that she's lying about freaking everything.
She asked me to help her drag him into the shower so she could wind the shower head around his neck to fake lividity. Then she dressed him while I went to get the Hardy Boys.
Glasle knew exactly what she was doing. You can't remain calm under pressure otherwise. That's bad, should it be so calm.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether to admire her or be disturbed.
Do you think she killed Lily herself?
As I keep telling you cops, we didn't hear anything downstairs. No gunshot, nothing.
She might be involved, but it might just have to do with her background. I don't know.
But even if this is true, weren't you worried this lynching might lead to...
Yeah, the lieutenant forces himself to finish the sentence.
War? The thought crossed my mind. But the mercenary's death was going to have repercussions either way. Although the way things are going...
She pursues her lips. She doesn't want to talk about this, but not because she has something to hide, she doesn't want the guilt.
Fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what they did to me.
If you didn't kill him, why hide?
I saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around for questioning by a goddamn La Puta Madre agent.
What do you mean, La Puta Madre agent?
Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon, his human can opener.
She looks at you quizzically. No. Through the sudden sharp pain in your head, you hear the lieutenant mumble something to himself. Fucking hell, and why me? You hear through the white noise. Okay. It's especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein exploded. Who's everyone? How do you know this?
Everyone in Jamrock. The cops, the criminals. Why do you think I'm holed up in here with a goddamn death ray waiting for you?
If she knows that about you, she must know your real name too. La Puta Madre. I've heard of La Puta Madre. He's dangerous, right?
Is that a joke or a threat? I'm guessing both.
I'm sorry, I know I'm supposed to know all about this, but I lost my memory recently.
Yeah, sure.
She doesn't believe you.
I'm sure La Puta Madre himself will explain it all to you soon enough.
What did you do to this Madre anyway?
You've been to my lorry. You think the biggest player in Jamrock appreciates competition? And now I have Harry Can Opener in my lair. Fucking Titus.
Harry. She does know my name of Harry. I thought we had an agreement. She thinks this was not supposed to happen. She's not going to change her mind that easily. She still perceives you as a threat. Do you know about the bunker next door?
What bunker?
The communist hideout back there.
Don't know anything about it. No one's been around since I set up camp. But I'm sure I'm not the first vagabond to...
Her voice trails off into white noise in your head. It feels like an aneurysm approaching. Oh dear. Let's just do that again. Starburst and sunshine, 24 degrees centigrade. Let's try this. Destroy the machine, but I don't know if we can succeed. We probably collapsed and died. Check failure. The violent white noise becomes even more overwhelming closer to the compressor. Feels like your brain swelling up in your skull. Hold still and try to have an apocalyptic vision. That's the best we can do.
Officer, are you okay?
No, don't worry, Kim. I'm just trying to have an apocalyptic vision. The white noise turns into a wall of mist and grey mold, bubbling, sweeping over the city. It tears up buildings and raises sidewalks into the sky. It's Revanchol at the end of the world. And it hasn't even really started yet. What happens when it really starts? Nothing, just slow disappearances. You look at a tree or a coal shed, then look away, and turning back, the shed will be gone, and you won't even remember that the tree was ever there, much less what kind of tree it was, a pine or a birch. You won't remember if a man had been hanging from it. And then an unimaginable event. Yes, but even in this language you can't see its precise shape. It's unimaginable for a reason. So what will happen to me? Try to crawl back. The same thing that happens to all humans. You will become vapor, dissolve into frequencies, then those frequencies will be forgotten. The vision's complete for space in your brain with the hailstorm of radio signals coming from the compressor. You feel like your skull is about to shatter into smithereens. Fragments of bone scattering, like your thoughts at this moment, sticking now to foreboding, now to strangely familiar voice. Yeah, we saw. 98713 completely lost his mind, or penetrial vitamins because no child is a blank slate. 3526287889. Shameless asshole.
Officer, what are you doing? You...
Proximity to the pale compressor is overloading his mind. He'll be okay once it's off, though.
once it's off. 87526323621837 for the special someone. Just try not to collapse.
Look, I know this isn't very fun for you, so let's wrap this up. You have a tribunal to attend.
Do you know something about the tribunal the mercenaries are planning?
Tribunal is an awfully fancy word for what they're going to do. But yeah, I was listening to their frequency. They finished their investigation.
That's not good.
Now they're gonna put on a show before meting out punishment.
She
Even though
pauses.
those assholes gave me up, I'm worried for the boy.
She pauses, biting her lip.
And you, watch out for yourselves. You seem to have a habit of walking into traps.
They're planning to set up a trap for us.
I'm guessing you don't know that a third mercenary has come to town just in time for the tribunal. Now you do.
Okay, another one. 3 mercenaries, no doubt, armed to the teeth, hungry for vengeance. You've only got muzzle loaders. This isn't looking good.
A third. Ah, this is bad.
Indeed.
As I said, watch out.
She nods. The pain is becoming unbearable now. Well, there is no other thing that we can do. I wish we could have been able to stop it, but we can't. So, I can't take it anymore. Just go. Don't attempt to destroy the compressor. Because we can't.
Glad to have been of assistance.
She tosses
Best
her...
of luck to you, officers.
She tosses...
Revichal's a bitch.
She tosses her head back defiantly and turns down the machine. The woman runs past you and disappears into the darkness of the tunnels. Okay, well, at least we can explore this area, but she just fled. But it's not like I thought that she was the reason or indeed the killer. For sure we is after this, but it's a shame that we couldn't talk better than this. At least we got some info.
All things considered, it could have gone worse.
The lieutenant is still reeling from the pain. Wait, shouldn't we go after her?
No, I don't think she did it. She's someone else's case now.
Indeed. What now?
Now we have to come up with a really good excuse for why we walked right into a trap like that. This isn't going to look good in the report.
He looks around and points Future into the cavern. Well, I don't know if I can do much about it. I tried. I even had a reasonable chance of succeeding in that, but it just didn't happen. Dices really are a bitch.
Her tent. Maybe there's something in there.
Maybe. We can at least hope there's something cool. That's goddamn device. Interesting though how there's like a sea here even. Dark water trails into the distance. There's no way out. And that's, well, +3 to health. Cool. Cooking utensils. She has prepared herself porridges with bananas. That's strange. Some coins. And then a tent. The plain red tent stands by dispassionately. Look inside. The tent looks old but well maintained. In the darkness of the tent, a rolled up sleeping bag, cooking utensils, some books, and a kerosene lamp. It reeks of cigarettes. Shine your flashlight on the books. Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one cover, on another, a coast airship. You also see a collection of radio-enthused magazines.
See anything?
The lieutenant peeks in over your shoulder. Sift through the magazines. Mreka Monthly, Journal of Material Science. More Technological Digest. One of the magazines doesn't have images on the cover. It's not a magazine, it's a letter notebook. A notebook, take it. You pocket the worn brown letter journal. A trusted friend left behind.
We should read this immediately. Like, right now.
Okay, we shall do it. But I think I'll leave it for the next episode. Maybe we could do it still. I wonder how big it is. But we did manage to do something great forward regardless, no matter what. Cool. Ruby's journal. A well-loved journal with a brown letter cover and a brand name Schneller embossed on the back. It seems to have served as a loyal friend to a lonely traveler. Let's interact with it. A thick journal. The cover is worn like someone used to carry it around in their back pocket. Examine the cover. It's made of full-grain letter. The lower left corner of the back cover sports an embossed brand name Schneller. This was important to her when it was still hers. Unwind the straps. The journal falls open. About 2/3 of its ruled pages have been filled. Study the handwriting. The large cursive of someone who writes quickly and confidently flipped through the pages. It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal reflections, all dated. It's good.
It's good she left in a hurry. We could learn a lot from this.
Yeah, what kind of logistics? Hard to tell exactly, it's mostly noted down in code. Looks like contact information, quantities, directions.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with codes. I can give this to her after we finish this.
Alright, so what are the diagrams of? Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, calculations of distances and density. You make out a familiar spiral shape. Anything personal? Short, dry observation of people and places, probably a way to pass the time on the road. Also what appears to be attempts to sort through some difficult decisions. There are a few passages with many questions in them. Staff issues, always taught on the leadership. Always tough even. You smell traces of betrayal. How far back do the entries go? The first entry is from the August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precautious. All I can do is make myself as useful as I can while looking for a way out. Remember, no one is indispensable. What did she write the day Lily died? Nothing on March 4th. March 5th though. Well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. I'm bad at this. Loyal to a fault, except. But that's another matter entirely. Aw, failure. You have no idea what she means. They are personal notes, don't expect to understand all of it. Aw, so close, but no. Anything about the La Puta Madre? That name isn't mentioned as far as you can tell. Yay, small wonder, would you talk about La Puta Madre in your journal? You do see an M though, La Puta Madre. M is mentioned on March 9th and March 15th. Sure, I'll read the entry from the March 9th first. Great, Spion is coming to town, no doubt to investigate the lynching, but also, I feel it in my gut, to finally put a bullet in my head. While I'm napping in my lorry or on a smoke break, well, I won't stick around just to twist my own neck by constantly looking over my shoulder. Then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since I got the call? Were you supposed to find her, even apart from the investigation then, on Am's request? No, you wouldn't do something like this. This must be a mistake. You didn't follow through. You should have shot her in the head. This is a coincidence. I would never kill people for a mob boss. The thought steadies your nerves. The journal stops shaking in your hand. Read the entry from the March 12th. Been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all, but I don't know when I'll be able to leave or if I'll be ratted out. They will rat me out, of course. I've made it a point to believe in the best in people. The boys, for example, but experience tells me. Did Am feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He'd have to know if he threatened people. They take measures to protect themselves. Even I know that. Economic measures first of all. Gotta make a living, right? I can still hear this voice in the receiver. Taste the plastic. The mob boss. Apparently she betrayed him. And that's why then sent in us, so to speak. And well, but if she was working to the mob boss, it would make sense. You knew that we worked for him too. The entry ends abruptly. The goal was a courtesy. He must have held her in high regard to personally tell her he knew about her plan to run drugs for the competition. I wish I could go back and find the thing. Staff issues always thought of leadership to smell traces of betrayal. I wish I could go and see it again, but my logic failed. What's the most recent entry? The most recent entry is from today. It reads, even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run? Not really my idea of the open road. Man, I was really looking forward to winning.
It looks like she might have been framed.
The lieutenant taps on the page. That would be a first on a fort, but who's counting, he thinks. Very rarely does anyone actually get framed. Kim, am I really a La Puta Madre agent?
No, I don't think you are. Ask someone in your precinct if you want to be sure.
He looks you straight in the eye for a moment. He truly does not believe you are. Perhaps he shouldn't be so trusting. His trust is well placed. You aren't. You can feel it. At least not to us we are now. If she didn't do it, then maybe it's good that we didn't catch her.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that. We have other reasons to arrest her.
He frowns.
Besides, I'm not sure her life as a fugitive is going to be much better than we does. Especially if she has problems with the Madre.
True. Then who do you think killed the Merc?
Could have been Titus. Then again...
I don't think so. But no one heard the shot.
Maybe there's a hardy boy we've yet to meet who acted as his accomplice. Either way, we need to keep an eye on him. One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling in rags. Questions to ask. Let's be careful, though. The tip she gave us about the tribunal was disturbing.
Indeed. I would definitely agree on that part. Definitely would. But okay, I think that's enough for today then. This was definitely something. Sadly, we didn't catch her, but I guess it's not the end of the world. It's still sad though. But I hope you enjoyed some more of the Disco Elysium, and I'll see you for more next time. So thank you for watching. I'll see you for more next time. Bye bye. To be continued with Kira Rusha next time in Disco Elysium. See you all then.